Hi everybody. Today we're going to be doing our last set of notes for Chapter 9. Today's notes are actually using just a small piece of the quadratic formula. It's called the discriminant. The discriminant is the part of the quadratic formula that's in the radical symbol, the b squared minus 4ac, but there's no square root symbol. The discriminant will tell you the number of real solutions in a quadratic equation. So if you want to know if your answer is two different numbers, one number only, or no solution, we can plug in A, B, and C into this, and depending on if our answer is greater than 0, equal to 0, or less than 0, it'll tell us how many solutions there are. When solving this, you're going to be doing the same thing with telling me what A is equal to, B is equal to, and C is equal to. So these first couple of examples use the discriminant to determine how many solutions each equation has. In this one, A is going to be 4, B is going to be negative 8, and C is going to be equal to 5. Remember, we have to have it in this order of equals 0 in order to plug in. When I plug this in, I'm going to do negative 8 times negative 8 makes positive 64. And then I'm going to write minus 4 from the expression, and then I have to plug in A and C. That's 4 and 5 for multiplication. When I multiply these together, I get 64 minus 80. So here I get negative 16. Negative 16 is going to be either greater than 0, equal to 0, or less than 0. Negative 16 is going to be less than 0, and because it's less than 0, there are 0 real solutions. So I would write for this 0 real solutions, or just 0 solutions. Or just 0. The nice thing is that in your homework, you're just telling me 0, 1, or 2. Next one, I would say that A is equal to 9, B is equal to negative 12, and C is equal to 4. Oh, one important thing I want to go back to on this. This doesn't mean a no real solution or no solution doesn't mean that this can't be graphed to make a parabola. It just means that parabola is never going to touch the x-axis. Because remember, when we're solving this, we're figuring out what x is equal to. X is where that parabola is going to arc and cross or touch the x-axis. Back to this problem. When I plug this in, I'm going to do 12 times 12, which is 144, minus 4 every time, times 9 times 4. So I'm going to get 144 minus 144. 0 is equal to 0, and if it's equal to 0, we have one real solution. The two good things about this is, one, your answer is either 0, 1, or 2, and I'm not going to have you give me the actual, go back and actually solve this using the quadratic formula. You just have to tell me how many solutions there would be if you did the work to go through and do that. This last one, keep in mind that if that regular single variable isn't there in between, that means b is equal to 0. So that's a is equal to 9, b is equal to 0, c is equal to negative 49. When I go through and plug that in, 0 times 0 is 0, minus 4 times 9 times negative 49. Just because you have this minus 0 doesn't automatically mean you're going to have a negative. When I multiply these three numbers together, because two of them are negative, I get 0 minus negative 1,764. If I add the opposite there, it just becomes 0 plus positive 1,764. That's positive. That's greater than 0, so I have two real solutions. Could you do the same thing with a story problem? Yes. All you'll have to do is just plug into the information given to you right here, remembering that this is equal to 0. I'm not going to go into this because I don't think I'm going to be giving you a story problem with the discriminant. If that does come up, you just do the exact same thing. Just plug in things into the discriminant. Here's your A, here's your B, here's your C, and that's all you got to do. The one thing I will tell you, if you want to write something down, or the big takeaway from the notes today, is this box right here. This is going to be the number one thing that's going to help you with today's lesson, because if you could figure out what to plug in, this is all you really need to know, and that's whether you have 2, 1, or 0 real solutions. That's the number one takeaway from today.